How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? Hey you guys, welcome back. I'm Lawless Grant if it's your first time here. So today we're going to be testing out Haus Labs. Now this is Lady Gaga's makeup line and I have not tried anything from her makeup line before, so I'm so excited to try out her foundations. I did pick up 3 shades. I picked up her powder, her bronzer, and I also picked up her eye paints as well as her lip crayons. So we're going to have fun today. We're going to test this stuff out. So I must admit, I did pick up 3 different shades. Now I originally ordered 2 and I was like, wait, I'm not sure if that's going to work. So I went to the store, swatched them out, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if it's gonna work. And then I picked up another one. This was a struggle for me to choose my shades. I'm usually good and able to like look at the shade descriptions, the pictures, and pick out my shades online, but I really struggled. So I've got 3 shades. We're gonna see which shade will match me. All right, so let's talk about the specs of this foundation. She released 51 different shades of this foundation. This foundation does retail for $45. All right, let's see how much product we get. We get the standard 1 ounce, 30 mLs. And looking at the shade range, I do feel like she has a really good mix of fair, light, medium, dark, and deep. I really do think that so far it looks really even. And I love the different pictures that she has of people on here. I really love how like inclusive she is. Oh, look at this shade range for deep. So nice. So this foundation is described as a natural finish, long wearing, and medium coverage. Wow, she says she has 20 plus different skincare ingredients in this foundation. So it says this proprietary formula delivers ultra comfortable long wearing performance without compromising your skin. Its weightless serum-like texture seamlessly blurs and smooths for a natural luminous finish that wears all day. No slipping or caking. And it looks like she's got fermented arnica, which helps reduce redness and irritation. She has an Intellizen 7 complex proprietary blend of medicinal herbs that promote healing and calming. Bioferment 7 complex, which is a proprietary blend of super antioxidants that promote the skin from stress. Okay, I really like the ingredients that she has in her foundation so far. So let's go ahead and swatch these shades. So the 3 shades I got is 460 medium deep warm, I got 510 deep warm, and 520 deep cool. So the first 2 shades that I initially purchased online were 510 and 520. And when I saw them, I was like, wait a minute, are they maybe too dark? I wasn't sure, so I was like, let me go ahead and purchase another shade. Again, you guys, I really did struggle with picking out my shades online, and this one is 460 medium deep warm. I love a frosted glass bottle. Like, glass bottles are like my favorite types of packaging. I feel like it's something just so luxurious about it. And the pump on this is so nice. And she's also got her logo, her H logo for Haus Labs that's on the cap. All right, so let's get into these swatches. So this first shade is 460 medium deep warm. Now I usually will try to match foundations to my chest because that matches the rest of my body. Some parts of my face are darker, so sometimes I'll swatch on my face, but I usually prefer to swatch on my chest if I can. And my neck is darker. I know I have some scarring from eczema when I was little, so I usually never match to my neck. But let's go ahead and swatch this. Yeah, let's swatch this right here. All right, so this is 460 medium deep warm. So just looking at this shade to me does look like it might be a little bit too light, but sometimes when I swatch, I like to kind of just do a little bit of light blending on my chest just so I can kind of see how it will blend out. So looking at this shade, this is looking like it's gonna be too light, you guys. Like, this is too light for me. So let's see, I think this one might be closer towards my skin tone. I'm just gonna swatch this right in the middle. Ooh. Ooh, I love how rich looking this shade is. It is darker than the rest of my skin tone, but I think it's gorgeous. So this is 520 deep cool. And yeah, this is too dark for me, but let me go ahead and blend this out. Let's see. All right, so I'm honestly really torn because 460 is honestly too light. And then when I look up the shades on her website, the next shade is like basically 470, and that's medium deep cool. 480 is medium deep neutral. 490 is medium deep cool, and then 500 is deep neutral. So then the next shade would be 510, which is deep warm. I think that this shade is a little too dark, but I do prefer my foundations to be darker than lighter because I feel like if your foundation shade is a little bit too dark, you can work with it with your concealer, it will look nice. But if it's too light, then you run into more issues. So I'm really torn. And I got 520 Deep Cool because I was so torn. I was like, well, I'm not cool, but I'm not sure which shade is gonna match me. I might actually try out the other shades that are in between 460 and 510. The only issue though is that most of those shades are listed as neutral and cool, and that's not my undertone at all. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about these swatches in the comments below. All right, so I've zoomed you guys on in. Now, I'm still debating on these shades, you guys. I don't want to use two shades. I really just want to use one shade and make it work, because for $45 we only need to be using one shade. I do wish that she had a better mix of undertones in between. I do think that so far, like, her shade range between light, fair, medium, dark, deep, I think that that's pretty much fairly organized, but I wish her undertones were a little bit more, you know, just have more variety, because it's neutral and cool all the way between 460 and 510. So I really do wish there was more variation there. So for those of you that are around my skin tone, I do hope this video is gonna help you. All right, I'm gonna use 510 Deep Warm. Remember, it's always better to go slightly darker on your foundation than lighter. So for that reason, I'm not gonna be using 460. My face is already moisturized and primed. So far, this is one pump that I'm taking, and I'm just spreading this foundation out. Yeah, I know it's darker and I'm looking really warm, but I should be able to fix this. I hope. No, I'm just kidding. I'm usually good at working with different shades. I can usually balance everything out at the end, so let's see. This brush, by the way, is from Sonia Kashuk. Anytime I'm testing out a foundation, I usually don't color correct because I typically want to see what kind of coverage I get. So I did not color correct today. And this is about a pump that's on my face right now. I think the camera's picking it up some. I do. Because if you look at like my chest area, obviously, I mean, well, it's looking darker and warmer, but it's okay. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. Let's just go ahead and blend. I really love the finish that I'm getting on this foundation. It's like giving me luminous, natural glow. I really love the finish so far. I really do wish that she released some concealers, because anytime I try out a brand's foundation, I always love to pair it with their concealer. So because she didn't, I am gonna go ahead and just highlight and contour my face. I'm gonna be using Too Faced Born This Way, as well as Pat McGrath concealer to contour. I've got my highlight and contour blended out, and honestly, it's not looking that bad, you guys. I feel like I was really able to work with this shade so far. So next is powder. So this is her Bio-Blurring Talc-Free Loose Setting Powder. I did pick up two shades. I picked up Golden and Deep Honey. I'm really excited to see what this looks like under my eye. Honestly, I've been liking a shade that really blends in with my skin tone a lot, instead of using like a really yellow powder under my eye. So I'm really excited to see what this looks like. Before I set, let's go ahead and get into the specs of this powder. So it retails for $38. It looks like she's got 5 different shades. So looking at the packaging of this powder, you probably think that you get more product just by looking at it on the outside, but you actually don't get that much product. Well, you do get enough. I will say for me, this is enough for powder, but it just looks bigger, I guess, maybe because of the cover. And the only thing that I'm noticing so far is I feel like it's gonna be hard for me to get this product out. I feel like with a brush I'll be fine, but I really do like to take a sponge and go in with the powder and really get under my eyes, because I naturally have creasing under my eyes. So I don't know how I'm gonna manage to do that with this, but it's okay. So what I want to do is I want to take Golden and put it on one side, and then I'll take Deep Honey and put it on the other side, and we'll see which powder we like the best. I'm gonna blend out any last minute creases that I have under my eye, and just remember to do this always before you go in with setting with the powder. I'm gonna use Golden on the left side of my face, and on the right side I'll use Deep Honey. So yeah, I'm really trying to get this out, this powder out. I've been like shaking this powder, and I really don't have much here on the lid at all. And I do have a little bit of powder that's here. So let's just go ahead and try to use what is pulled in right here. So I just like to take my sponge, and then I go in the back of my hand. That way I get a nice even amount of powder. And I go right underneath my eye. Normally, I would go in with the face powder first before I go in with the loose powder, but because I want to test this powder out, I really want to see how it performs on its own. All right, I need more powder, and I feel like I really have to push it into like this net thing. Let me see if I can show you guys up close to see what this looks like. I really do wish there was an easier way to get this powder out so you can use it with a sponge. I feel like using a brush, there's no issues, but with a sponge, that's where the issue comes in. And tapping it out doesn't really work. You don't get that much powder out. And plus, with the way that the cap is shaped, it's really hard to get in there with your sponge on the sides. All right, let's try this again. I'm gonna go ahead and dust this away because I don't like to bake. I really just like to set. All right, so that was golden. Let's do deep honey next. I'm gonna blend out one more time just to make sure I don't set any of the creasing. So for my nose area, I'm just gonna go ahead and use deep honey. Ooh, okay, so what do you guys think? I might be leaning more towards maybe honey a little bit more. I'm not sure, but deep honey looks really good on my skin tone. I don't know and I can't make my mind up between these two, but so far I would agree that this powder is really nice, lightweight, and it is blurring. I feel like this tone probably best complements me, but then golden looks really nice too. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think below. I am so excited to try this bronzer, you guys. I feel like next to the foundation, this is like the second product I was most excited to try. This bronzer, you guys, the packaging is so beautiful. It really does have a nice magnetic closure. And look at this shade, you guys. She released 12 different shades in a bronzer. I think that the shade range for the bronzers is so good. I actually picked up shade number 11, so I'm excited to see what this looks like on my skin tone. And by the way, this bronzer retails for $38. Oh, okay, I have to make sure I don't get carried away with applying this bronzer, you guys. So I'm gonna just tap this bronzer in. And I love the mirror that's in it. And look at the product that I picked up. Just by that one tap, look how much product I picked up on my brush. And we're gonna start bronzing away. I'm really loving what this bronzer is giving me. Oh, and the finish of this bronzer is really nice. I'm gonna carry this up to my forehead and blend this out. And I feel like this bronzer is buildable. Shade number 11 is giving me some depth as well as some warmth. I am gonna go back into golden because I really do want to make sure that I get this area right here, my little reverse contour. All right, so it's time to get into these eye paints, you guys. These eye paints retail for $24. I picked up 3 different shades because I actually already have a bunch of eye paints from Danessa Myricks. Looking at the shades I picked up, I'm like, oh, what look am I gonna come up with? I don't know why I did this because the pink and the gold are both like a metallic sparkly shade and the blue is like a matte shade. So I should have picked up like a brown, but then I didn't because I already have a brown from Danessa Myricks and I wanted to pick up colors that I don't already have. So I don't know what kind of eye look I'm gonna go with, but I definitely want to see how this matte blue is going to blend out. And I want to play with one of these sparkly shades, but I guess it might have to be the gold, so we'll see. Working with eye paints can be tricky because sometimes they dry down really fast and I don't know how these are gonna perform. So we're just gonna find out. I'm just gonna apply just a little bit of this matte blue. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, so just a little bit goes a long way. I promise I only put a dot. So I have a small clean blending brush and I'm just gonna take that in my crease and I'm gonna blend this out. I'm gonna be very careful. I don't want to blend this out all over because I don't know how fast this is gonna dry down. So let's see. I'm hoping I can get a really nice blend with this. So working with liquid eyeshadows can really be tricky sometimes. Because if you think about it, they have to dry down because you don't want it just moving all over, right? So you gotta have it dry down properly. And if you don't get this blended in how you want it, it's gonna be very hard to go back and try to correct this. Sometimes you can't even correct your mistake. Okay, so far it's not looking bad. I do wanna blend this out just a little bit more. I wanna see if I can. So I'm taking a clean blending brush and I'm gonna see if I can diffuse these edges. even a bit more. And no, they're not really, it's not really moving. Maybe just a teeny bit, just a little bit, but it's not really moving. They're dry already. How many seconds was that? Like, that was super fast. I'm trying to see if it gave me an even area of application, and so far it looks pretty good. I'm gonna go back in with the blue, and I'm gonna put that more so on my lid, my outer V area. I'm gonna go back in with my small blending brush, and I'm gonna blend it out right here in this area. All right, so this does look blue, but I feel like it looks more of like a darker navy blue in my eyes, because on the back of my hand, it's more of a brighter blue, but it's okay. I mean, that's how it appears on my skin tone, so that's not bad. Now I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can build up this blue just a little bit more on my lid. I'm so nervous about doing this because I don't know if this is gonna create some patchiness if I do. So I'm being very careful about how much I'm laying down. Wow, this takes a lot of concentration just to blend this out and just to make sure that you don't get that patchiness. I'm slowly carefully building this up because I want to see more of that blue, but I don't want to get any patchiness. All right, so I think I was able to get a little bit more of that blue come through. I do need to blend a little bit more up here in this area, but I feel like it's already too late because this eye paint dries down so fast. All right, we're back. So my camera battery just died and I just realized my microphone was turned backwards this whole time I was recording. So if my audio is a little off, I'm sorry you guys, but it's okay. We're gonna keep it going. We're not gonna re-record this whole video. All right, so I need to do the other eye and I'm gonna go ahead and basically just do the same process, and just bear in mind that these lip paints do dry down really fast. Again, I'm starting off with just a small dot. All right, so I'm gonna take this in my crease again, and I'm not going directly on my eyelid. I wanna be able to control how much product I have and the placement, so that's why I'm not like just taking this eye paint directly on my eye, by the way. All right, this is blending out nicely. I'm trying to work fast because I want to make sure that I don't get any patches. So I'm having a little small patch right up here. I'm hoping you guys can see that, but I'm just going to try to fix that by taking a little bit more product and see if I can blend it out and fix my mistake. Sorry you guys, I'm like really concentrating and rushing to blend this product out, and I want to make sure that I get it looking nice and even. I'm adding more so I can build up this blue. Like, I want it to be a really nice royal blue on my eyes. Again, it is coming off across as navy, but it's okay. I'm gonna build it up a little bit more just so I get a little bit more of a brighter blue. Now I feel like this eye is a brighter blue than the other eye, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more blue. Oh, I hope I don't mess this up, y'all. Whew, okay, these liquid eyeshadows definitely require a lot of patience, time, and blending. Like, if you don't have time to really go back and forth between brushes and have the patience to blend this out, liquid eyeshadows are not for you because they dry down so fast and you have to work quick and go back and forth and blend and then readjust. It's just a lot. I think it's fine where it's at now. I want to go ahead and add the gold next. All right, so I'm gonna use a flat brush to apply this gold. I don't know if I wanna blend it just yet, but I really wanna see what kind of color payoff I get with this gold. This is such a beautiful gold. I'm gonna switch brushes. This flat brush has a little bit more of a pointier edge because I want to be able to get some really nice precision up here. I don't know if I want to blend this gold out. Should I blend it out or almost do it like a cut crease? I don't know. So pulling this gold out across my lid, I feel like it's getting a little patchy, but I'm just going over it a little bit more so that it won't be as patchy. And it's drying down so fast. Oh my goodness, I'm not ready. All right, so that's it for eyes. The very last product I picked up is her Le Monster Lip Crayon Lipstick. This shade really doesn't go with this eye look, but we're just gonna roll with it just so we can test out and see. And this is in the shade Mocha Matte. And I'm actually gonna use this to just fill in my lip. This shade really does need a lip liner, and I feel like I look like a clown with this eye look in this lip shade. I don't like it, but you know what? Let me go ahead. I'm gonna put on some lashes, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips because I feel like this shade does need a liner, and I'll be right back. This is a finished look, so I went ahead and threw on some lashes, and I don't know if I'm feeling this lip crayon. Like, I already don't like the color of it with my whole look, but I also have like this this pulling feeling on my lips, and I do not like that feeling. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this lip crayon off. I'll be right back. All right, so this is the final look, and I really love this lip combo so much better, and my lips are so much more comfortable. If you didn't see my video on her coffee shop collection, go and check out that video. This collection is so affordable, and this is so much more comfortable on my lips. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to wear this for today, but I'm gonna try to wear it probably for about 8 hours or so. The time right now is 12:30, so I will check back in with you guys later. All right, so I came outside because I wanted you guys to kind of just see what this foundation is looking like right now. And right now the time is 4:24. So I've had this foundation on for almost about 4.5 hours or so. So far it is looking really good. So I am developing oils like in my normal T-zone area, but let me come up close so you guys can see. So look at what this under eye powder is looking like. I do have some creasing and some settling right here, and I did blend out and everything before I set the powder. The only issue that I'm having with this powder is getting it out of the container to properly set it with a sponge. But yeah, this is what we're looking like, so I'll check in with you guys at the end of the night. Whew, it has been a long day, and I'm ready to go to bed, but I wanted to hop on here to show you guys what this foundation is looking like. So the time right now is 10:45 p.m. and it has been a long day. I've actually had this foundation on since 12:30. I have not touched up my face at all. The only thing I did was just reapply lip gloss, and this is how I'm looking. I did not pat any of my oils with a paper towel or anything. But honestly, I feel like this foundation does wear well. For 10 hours, normally my oils will come through anyways, and I think it does look really good. And this shade actually ended up working out. So I do want to go ahead and take a paper towel, and I just want to kind of pat away some of these oils that just develop on my skin. And just remember that this is normal if you do have that. Usually what I'll do is I will use like a matte primer. Ooh, okay, so just touching it up, you can definitely tell a difference. And just like that, look, it's already looking better. I did have just a little bit of transfer, which is absolutely normal. All right, let's talk about final thoughts. So for this foundation, I did end up using the shade 510 Deep Warm. I do honestly think that in terms of shade and undertone, she can definitely improve on, just making sure that she has different undertones within shade ranges, because between 460 and 510, all of those shades are cool or neutral. So if you're warm golden undertone, you are not able to use any of those shades in between. You either have to use 460 or 510. And I was able to make 510 work, so I'm really happy about that. But as far as the actual formula of the foundation, I really do like it. It has such a nice natural skin finish. It's definitely medium coverage. It's not a full coverage foundation. And I like the finish of it. I do feel like it's long lasting. I mean, I've had this on for over 10 hours now, and it still looks really good. All right, for these powders, for my honest opinion on these powders, I did have some of it kind of break up underneath my eyes where creasing normally happens. I don't know if it's the powder or if it's the formula of the powder, or if it's because I really struggled getting the powder out of this and onto the sponge to really set up under my eye. I did go back and watch the video when I actually applied it myself. I do feel like I did get the product there, so maybe it is the formula. Normally where I would use my Laura Mercier powder, I wouldn't have this much breakage or creasing. I do have some, but again, I'm not sure if it's because of the formula. So I will be using this powder again. I'm not 100% sold on the powder yet. I really love the bronzer. I think that the bronzer is so gorgeous. I really like how it did add some depth and some warmth. I'm actually curious about trying shade number 10. This is shade number 11 that I got, and I feel like it honestly added more depth more than warmth, if that makes sense. I do like my bronzers to kind of warm up my face. But then again, because this foundation was so warm toned and it was darker, maybe that's why it didn't balance out as well as I would have loved for it to with this bronzer. But I do like the formula of the bronzer. I love how just a little bit goes a long way, but I am gonna pick up shade number 10 and try that out. All right, these eye paints, I really feel like I have a love-hate relationship with them. Let me tell you why I love them. I love them because they are definitely long-lasting. If you touch this, it is not moving at all. It's on your eye and nothing really comes off on your finger at all. It stays there. These dry down really quickly. So if you are not prepared or experienced enough with blending, keep continuing working with eyeshadows first before you use these liquid eyeshadows. They dry down so fast and you have to be ready and willing to work fast and blend with different brushes and just use different techniques. Now, I will say that when you do add more of it on top, I did find that as I was layering the gold shimmer one, this one, especially on my right eye, as I was layering it, because I had trouble where it would be patchy and I wasn't even blending it out. But as I was just, patting my brush on and layering them, I just felt like it became patchy. So that caused me to have to kind of use more and layer it a little bit more. And I felt like that was just too much of a struggle. Like I had some areas of patchiness. Even with the blue, I think I was able to fix it, but I'm honestly not in love with these. I do love the fact that they're long wearing, no fallout. I think that's great, but there's so much to work with and I don't know if I really want to go through all that for a liquid eyeshadow. So I wouldn't really recommend these, but if you're willing to try it, go ahead, try it and pick it up. Now for this lip crayon, I did not like the shade of this lip crayon for my eye look, but as far as the formula, I really didn't like the formula. I had like that pulling feeling on my lips and I can't stand that. Anything that I wear on my lips, I want it to be comfortable and smooth. And I didn't like that with this, so I honestly would not recommend this either. But as far as the foundation and the bronzer, I definitely do recommend these. Go ahead and try it out. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so that is it for this video. So don't forget to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell on if you don't have it on already. And thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.